Man refuses free ice cream for 3 years straight in a row. What happens next is genius. This man refused to take a free ice cream cone from his neighbor for 3 years straight. But when he finally gave in, things took a crazy turn. Our story begins in the city of Bristol in the southwest of England. A young boy named Billy was walking home one day with his mom and dad. It was a warm summer's day and Billy was really feeling the heat. All of a sudden, he noticed a delicious-looking ice cream cart just a few doors down from his house. The ice cream looked so good, but Billy's dad had already told him that they couldn't afford it. So he sighed and kept walking. Little did Billy know that this simple act would end up changing his life forever. Just then, a friendly old man approached them from behind and said, "Here you go, son, have an ice cream cone." He handed the boy a cone filled with vanilla ice cream. Billy's eyes lit up. He wanted to say thank you, but before he could, the old man had already walked away. Billy turned to his parents and asked if he could keep the ice cream. His dad replied, "I don't see why not. It's going to melt anyway. Might as well enjoy it while it lasts." And so Billy sat on his stoop and enjoyed every last bite of the sweet treat. As soon as the ice cream was finished, Billy went inside. That night, he couldn't stop thinking about how good that ice cream tasted. In fact, all he could think about was getting another one. Little did Billy know that this was only the beginning. Every day after school for the next 3 years, Billy would walk past his neighbor's house. Every time he did, the old man would invite him over for a snack. At first, Billy's parents didn't like the idea, but eventually they gave in and agreed to let him go over to his neighbor's house. The old man always gave Billy the same thing, a delicious ice cream cone. But there was one problem. The old man only ever gave Billy vanilla ice cream. Billy loved vanilla ice cream, but he also wanted to try other flavors. He tried being subtle about it at first. One day, he simply asked his neighbor if he could try a different flavor. "Why would I do that?" the old man replied. "This is the best flavor. Besides, it's what my grandpa used to make when he was still alive. Don't you think he would be disappointed if I gave you a different flavor?" Billy didn't want to hurt the old man's feelings, so he stayed quiet. But Billy's patience was wearing thin. One day he snapped, "I don't care if your grandpa would be disappointed or not. I'm sick of eating vanilla ice cream." The old man looked taken aback by Billie Eilish's outburst, but he simply shook his head and continued making more vanilla ice cream. Billy was furious. He didn't take the ice cream and stormed out of the old man's house. From that day forward, Billy refused to eat any of the old man's free ice cream. And no matter how much the old man begged, Billy just wouldn't budge. For the next 2 years, Billy rejected his neighbor's offer of free ice cream. One day, the old man knocked on Billy's door. He was carrying an ice cream cart just like the one from the fair. Billy's parents answered the door and the old man asked them if he could speak to Billy. When Billy's dad stepped aside, allowing the old man to come in, he saw something that made his jaw drop. Billy had turned his entire bedroom into an ice cream parlor. There were posters of all kinds of different ice cream flavors on his walls. Even his bed sheets had pictures of ice cream cones on them. The old man looked around in disbelief and asked, "Is this about the ice cream?" Billy nodded. "I've been working on this for months," he said proudly. The old man smiled and handed Billy a brand new ice cream cone. "What flavor do you want?" he asked. Billy's eyes lit up. All of them, he replied. The old man looked at Billy and said, "You know, you remind me of myself when I was young. I too loved ice cream more than anything else in the world." Billy blushed and replied, "Really? You're that old?" The old man laughed. "Of course I am. Look at these wrinkles. I'm older than dirt." Then he leaned in and whispered something in Billy's ear. "I have an idea," he said. "Would you like to help me steal some ice cream?" Billy looked at the old man in disbelief. "Steal ice cream? How are we supposed to do that?" The old man put his finger to his lips and said, "Shh, I'll explain later. Right now we need to get started." So Billy and his dad got into the old man's car and drove to the local supermarket. When they arrived, the old man explained his plan. "I want you to go inside and get me a big tub of your favorite ice cream," he said. "Then I'll show you how we're going to steal it." Billy was skeptical, but he had nothing to lose. He went into the store and grabbed the biggest tub of ice cream he could find. When he came back outside, the old man was waiting with a huge grin on his face. "Perfect," he said. "Now let's get to work." The old man drove them to a nearby park where a group of children were playing. He then got out of the car and approached the kids. "Hey, wanna buy some ice cream?" he asked. The kids looked at each other and then back at the old man. "What kind of ice cream are you selling?" one of the kids asked. "All your favorite flavors," the old man replied. "How much?" another kid asked. "Only $1 per scoop," said the old man. The kids were thrilled. They quickly emptied their pockets and handed over their money. The old man put the ice cream in a big bowl and let the kids dig in. While they were distracted, Billy snuck up behind them and started taking scoops of ice cream and putting them in his own bowl. The kids didn't notice what he was doing, so Billy was able to get away with quite a bit of ice cream. Once the bowl was full, he ran to the car and threw the ice cream in the back seat. "Great job, son," said the old man. "Now let's go get some more." And so the ice cream heist began. Billy and his dad spent the entire afternoon driving around town, buying ice cream from unsuspecting kids. They hit up parks, playgrounds, and even the local mall. By the end of the day, they had stolen hundreds of dollars worth of ice cream. But the best part was yet to come. When they got home, Billy took the ice cream out of the car and put it in his freezer. He then invited all of his friends over for an ice cream party. "What kind of ice cream flavors do you have?" one of Billy's friends asked. "Every flavor imaginable," Billy replied proudly. The friends were thrilled. They quickly dug into the ice cream and licked their cones clean. Billy was so happy to finally share his love of ice cream with his friends, and when they were finished, he even let them take some home. From that day forward, Billy and his dad became partners in crime. They would spend their days driving around town and stealing ice cream from unsuspecting kids. They were never caught and they never ran out of ice cream. And to this day, they remain the most notorious ice cream thieves in Bristol.